How high would the cryptocurrency Bitcoin rise this year? At the time of recording this, Bitcoin is hovering around 43,000 US dollars. Some experts are predicting Bitcoin could rise as high as $100,000 this year. It's already up 10% in December alone, and in the past 3 to 4 months, it's up about 60%. So let's talk about a few reasons why people are predicting Bitcoin is going to rise this year. Stick around to the end of the video to hear about a story of someone who I know personally invested $100,000 into Bitcoin, and in that same year, it went to $350,000. So one of the main reasons Bitcoin is predicted to rise this year is because the United States SEC, which SEC stands for Securities and Exchange Commission, is supposed to be very close to approving spot Bitcoin ETF, which if you don't know, ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. So if approved, this would allow Bitcoin to be traded just like any other ETF or securities in the market. And this is a game changer because this would allow investors to have direct ownership of Bitcoin. Unlike the way Bitcoin currently works, it's based more off of future contracts opposed to actually owning the Bitcoin itself. And a lot of investors are saying this is potentially some of the biggest news on Wall Street in over 30 years since the introduction of the S&P 500 fund. So also keep in mind that if the SEC doesn't approve the spot Bitcoin ETF, some other experts are predicting that this could potentially make Bitcoin price drop significantly since it currently has been on a bullish run as of lately, which bullish means on the rise. And when we say bearish, we mean it's expected to go down. So if you're a bullish investor, you think something is a stock or whatever the investment is, you think is going to rise. If you're saying it's bearish, you're thinking that the stock or investment is going to go down. So the second major reason why Bitcoin is expected to rise significantly this year is because the Bitcoin halving that's supposed to occur in April. So a Bitcoin halving occurs when the reward for mining Bitcoin is cut in half. So a halving will reduce the rate at which Bitcoin is produced, and this is going to lower the supply of available Bitcoin. Last halving was in 2020, so it's been about 3 years now. So this could make Bitcoin price go up because there's going to be a less supply of Bitcoin. So anytime there's less supply of something and high demand, the price tends to rise. So it's interesting to see through the course of the year how these two events affect Bitcoin price. I do believe Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is here to stay. I believe it's part of the future. I have made money with Bitcoin. Some people have even become rich off of Bitcoin. So you make profits off of Bitcoin by investing when it's at a certain price that's down here. And as the price goes up, your profit goes up. So I had somebody I know who they came here from California for agriculture reasons to my state, and they had invested in Bitcoin a couple years ago. And that same year they invested the $100,000, it went up to $350,000 in not really a long amount of time. It didn't take 5 or 10 years. It took less than a year. So that's a $250,000 profit. On that same token, a lot of people have lost money in Bitcoin. So as always, I like to say only invest what you can afford to lose. And you can't afford to not invest anything, if that makes sense. So there is a risk with every investment. And to be quite honest, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is fairly new compared to a lot of other more traditional investments. So with it being as new as it is, it can be very volatile. So comment below how high you think Bitcoin will rise to this year, or how low do you think it will go? Since it is the beginning of the year, drop in the comments below what's your financial goals for the year. Is it to save more? Is it to diversify your portfolio some? Are you looking to invest more? Are you looking to double down on a particular investment? Just drop in the comments below. I'll be interested to hear everybody's investment strategies for the year. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be covering a lot of financial related topics. One of my goals is to raise financial literacy awareness. Click the video on the screen because that's the one YouTube recommends you should watch next.